you see the role of women in Hollywood? This is the first time there's a female lead and the female director for a big superhero film. So do you think it's like a new dawn for women in Hollywood?
I mean, I don't. If you tell me that's the case, I'm sure that you're right. But I've seen women leads in films ever since I can remember. I don't see it as anything unusual. Maybe in a superhero film. But what about Catwoman and all those? You mean she wasn't in the lead because it was Batman? You mean? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see it as anything unusual. I don't see it as being this big new chapter or anything like that. I think there's certainly nothing unusual to me about a woman being a strong, powerful person. And there's so many great, strong, powerful performances throughout film history. I mean, God, Betty Davis, Katharine Hepburn, and go further and further and further back in time, no? Lauren Bacall was a very good friend of mine. Wouldn't want to mess around with her. Yeah, I don't see it as a particularly new thing. Now, the Wonder Woman that we have comes from the sort of mythological past, which is Greek mythology, basically. And she looks at mankind from a different perspective than our own. And mankind, which is sort of a rather complex race that create war. And her message is quite simple, but the result is quite complex. I think that's the strength of the film.
You play a character based on a real general. And what type of research did you do? And do you enjoy playing a villain?
I love playing villains. Because you can chew on them, you can taste them, you can feel them. And you're correct, he's based on a real character, General Ludendorff, First World War. He was a pragmatist, patriot, and believed that through war he could achieve peace. So his objective was quite brutish. He lost his son, so he suffered because of his beliefs, had personal losses. But he believes it's the right thing to do, however sinister. And in Wonder Woman, he has this person who he works with, who's Dr. Moreau, who creates these potions. And maybe through that, they will be able to achieve the result that they require.
So how did you prep for this film, for that role?
Well, I did a certain amount of research in regards to Ludendorff, and I also got into these great German outfits. I mean, with all the horror of war, those outfits are pretty great. And you wear the medals, the hat, the coat, the gloves, and you're almost in character within seconds.
What was the toughest scene to film in this film?
For me, it was the waltz with Wonder Woman, where I had to dance and speak at the same time, because I was very excited about waltzing with Wonder Woman, and I wanted to look good waltzing. I'm not sure if I do, but that was the one that I was most nervous.
So do you have a ritual every time you start a new movie? And if so, what is it?
You know, I have different rituals depending on what the film is. For me, with Ludendorff, it was putting on the medals, and the costume was just something that was very, very important to me, because it gave me that a false sense of power.
So what do you remember from Wonder Woman as you were growing up?
I remember, mainly I remember the theme, the music, and this sort of wonderful insanity of it all. it's based, as I said earlier, there's a sort of Greek mythology about these characters, about superheroes, that belongs to storytelling, and talking about heroes, and I think these characters and characters like Wonder Woman help us observe the world through their eyes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.